rink update?
Yeah, Rink was able to go through. We did most of the non-contact stuff yesterday. We pulled him after he hit a certain load that we wanted him to achieve. That we go with our catapult system. It's nice to be able to monitor that with our sports science department and hit a load and then pull him out. And then today he went through a little bit of contact. So we'll see how he reacts tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to play it careful at this time of year with him. We got a long ways to go, but it's nice to see him back out there for some of the drills. And he'll most likely be a game time decision tomorrow.
With or without him, just what do you need to do to match the size and physicality of Indiana? They've got a lot of size now.
Yeah, they've got size across the board, and they're very, very talented. And starting with Galloway at the 2, and then Mbako at the 3, and then with Renault and Ware at the 4 or 5, they've got length all across at every position. Xavier Johnson sounds like there's a chance that he may go tomorrow as well. And then I think Gabe Cupps has done a terrific job running the show as a younger player with that team with Xavier out of the lineup. So, it's a team that poses a lot of challenges because of their size. Mike does a great job running actions to play to their strengths. And, we're going to have to be on point. And, we can't turn it over. We've been getting in a bad way with, especially in the second half the other night, of turning the ball over. If you do that at this level, with the game starting tomorrow night, we're going to have a tough time winning when you have a 1-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. So we got to get back to taking care of the ball, protecting it. They're very good at converting if they do turn you over, and then we got to finish every possession with a rebound. And, you talked about their size, their length. They do a good job crashing across the board. And, when we've won the rebound battle, we're 9-0 this year. So we just have to go out there and continue to stress physicality and hopefully go out there and execute for 40 minutes.
What do you want to see from your big guys, Josiah, Jawan? Against what do they have to do against that side line?
Yeah, again, they put you in a really tough position, and you look at what Renault did with Ware out of the lineup. He went for career. He had a career game. He goes for 34 and 11 and scored a variety of ways. He's shooting the ball with a lot of confidence right now. You can tell his body. He made a real commitment in the offseason. He's got a much more featured role with Trace Jackson Davis not on the floor. And, he was phenomenal in their last game, scoring in so many different ways. Then Ware, with his length and his ability to stretch the floor, that's one thing, this year they've got guys all across the board that can knock down shots, including their bigs. And, listen, you just got to try to make it as difficult as possible, understanding they're going to make some tough shots. They're going to play to their strengths. Renault is really good at getting to his right shoulder. He's got a terrific left hand in there, and we just have to do the best job we can of contesting that. Jawan, has given up a lot of size at the 4 spot, but Jawan's got great physicality, and I know he's not going to back down from anybody. And Bryce is, Mbako is shooting the ball right now as well as anybody in our league. He is first 4 the other night in the first half, and he's got an absolutely beautiful release. So we have to be right there, diligent on our closeouts. And then Galloway with his playmaking. The kid is just a flat-out winner, and I love his game, and, he does everything for that team to put them in a position to win.
Got some key contributors, starters that have never gone through the grind of Big Ten play. What's kind of the message as you flip the calendar and head into that? What's the difference between the first 13 and the next 18?
Yeah, they've gotten a little taste of it, obviously, with one road game at Minnesota and then the home game against Michigan State. So, the game plans, I thought we executed for 40 minutes against Michigan State, and we executed for about 25 against Minnesota. And, you saw what happened in that second half. So, at this time of year, the word that I've used with our team is consistency. We have to be much more consistent on these last 18 games if we're going to put ourselves in a position to be playing in March. And, our guys have been really good. I always look back at that week after Creighton and after Minnesota of how well our guys responded and how they bounced back from a very adverse week and played 4 really good games and had 2 great wins in that stretch against Michigan State and against Kansas State on the road. So, it's just the consistency of going out there, executing your game plan, and playing 40 minutes of physical basketball and moving the ball and taking care of the ball. That's what it takes to win in this league. There's too much size, athleticism, talent, And, if you take any time off, any stretch off, it can get ugly in this league. So, we've had 3 days to prepare for this one. We'll get a good opportunity tomorrow again at shoot around, and then it's all about going out and executing and putting yourself in a position to win.
I know you're excited when you got Bryce here, but as you enter this Big Ten stretch, is this where his versatility and size you could really see it coming into effect for you every night out?
Yeah, I mean, you see how it is. In this league, you have to have size, and you have to have guys that can knock down shots. Bryce had probably the biggest one of the game against Michigan State. When they took a lead under 3 minutes, he rose up and hit a three coming off a screen, and that gave us the lead for good. He's got defensive versatility as well. You can switch him off onto a lot of different players. He can guard the point. He can guard the four. I think certain teams he can guard the five. And when you have that type of size at his position, we're going to have to play some bigger lineups. We're going to have to throw Juwan out there at some three, Bryce at some two, even Bryce at some one. He played quite a bit with the ball in his hands the previous 2 games. So, Bryce, we've been really pleased. We knew we got a good one when he committed to us, but I think he's exceeded all of our expectations, and he's played really good basketball for us in the first half of the season.
Blaze any closer to being a factor at all?
It's a great question, Robin. We actually had a meeting about that today with our medical staff, and we're gonna ramp up his activity now to start getting him hopefully some live, at least in small groups, get him some reps and see how he responds. He's been going with a hard day and then a lighter day, and he still has some soreness. I think he's always going to have that, especially at this stage of the recovery. But we need to test him, and we're going to start getting him some live action out there and see how he responds.
This is a pretty tough stretch to start the Big Ten gauntlet. Just for those players that are more experienced, what do you see them saying to those transfers, but also just younger players?
Yeah, it really is. And, CJ's been around as long as anybody and played as many minutes as anybody on our roster at this level in the Big Ten Conference. And he talks about it. He talks about it in the film sessions. When we're in there putting the game plan together, CJ will chime in because he has experience. Aaron Eulis, even though he's not eligible right now, has played a lot of minutes, meaningful minutes in this league. He can talk about some of the things at this level. Jerron, played with one of their players. He can talk about his game and his physicality with Sparks. So, there's a lot of guys that have minutes that can help, talk to our guys about the grind. We had some success the way we finished off the season, and we were a very consistent basketball team at that time. Casey certainly has had a lot of minutes in this league as well. So, that stuff all helps when you have some experience and guys that are battle tested in the Big Ten that can carry over hopefully to some of the new guys. All right, thank you guys.